Today, we're going to talk about biohacking, what works and what doesn't. Biohacking is trying to hack our biology. So we try to intervene in the aging process, and I'm interested in living healthy until the day I die.
This program is more than a podcast. It's a weekly blueprint, a step-by-step system to help you reverse your age from inside out.
Every episode, we'll share one actionable principle, something you can start doing this week. Small steps that build a younger, stronger version of you. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Reverse Your Age. Today, my friend Dr. Socio and myself are going to talk about biohacking, what works and what doesn't.
Which is very important because we have a lot of biohackers in the world and they're trying to do a lot of things. Some things are very good and some things are getting risk into the procedures. I love this guy, Brian Johnson. He's spending a lot of $1 million to do changes in his habits and also with procedures. But we saw some reaction, which is good, but we saw other things that it was a little bit mess. Do you saw that picture? He was very swollen.
Yeah, he was all blown up. Yeah. I had a reaction to something that he injected.
What's actually doing a biohacker?
Well, biohacking is we're trying to hack our biology. Okay. Biohack. So
easy.
So we try to intervene in the aging process in particular, and anything to do with health span, as opposed to, for me, it's health span that I'm interested in. I'm interested in living healthy until the day I die.
Nice.
Like, that would be nice if I can do that. You know, that Dr. Attia was talking about your marginal decade. Your marginal decade, which means the last 10 years of your life is going to be shit. And I don't want to do that. I don't want any IVs. I don't want diapers. I don't want walkers.
You want IVs, but with other things.
Yeah. I want the good IVs. I want the stem cell IVs and the NK IVs. But yeah, so everything I do and my fellow biohackers, I've gotten close to a couple of, mainly fellas. I haven't met a lot of ladies doing this, and there's no famous ladies doing this either. There's not, I'm 60 this year. I guess nobody wants to see 60-year-old women biohacking. I don't know. Hopefully that will change.
It will change because it's very important to inspire every single woman through health, because it's not only beauty, and of course I do aesthetics and longevity medicine, but I think it's so good to inspire. You inspire me a lot. You inspire me to do this podcast because you have this energy. And it's I think biohacking, it's not only to have treatments and change your habits, it's to have a good attitude to life, right?
I don't know anybody. None of my biohacking friends have a bad attitude, and they certainly don't have a bad attitude towards the possibility of intervening in the aging process. But the general public, still thinks I'm crazy. Like, I mean, they look at this. One fella that I was training, his wife, and he's only 62. And he was in the gym with me one day. We were stretching or something, and he said, "So why do you call yourself a biohacker?" And I said, "Well, because I'm trying to reverse my age." And he was just like, "Well, I don't believe in that." And I said, "Well, you may not believe in that, but it's happening, and it is happening."
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but nobody believes it.
No,
even though it's happening. It's actually happening.
Where do you think that people said it's like sci-fi, or it's weird? Because I think when people said, "Oh, that's weird," it's because we are not in the same model that all population.
Yeah, well, I think the most reticent group would be people of my generation, which is the baby boomers. Mm-hmm. And there is a really entrenched mindset with the baby boomers that the medical care system is actually helping them. You can't talk them out of it, so they come to me and they want to, they usually come for weight loss and weight training. And I tell them about this other stuff and they just really don't want to hear it. So most of my new clients are now coming from Generation X, because I've got my ladies that are like 49 or 47. They're starting to worry about getting older, and then they see me and I'm 60 and they go, oh, okay, well, we want
like that.
Yeah, we want to do that. So actually pretty much 100% of my clients now are Gen X.
And the baby boomers, where you think it's their thoughts around this? Because maybe they can reject something about the biohacking lifestyle, because I think it's a lifestyle too. It's a new way to see the life and live it. So what do you think? Maybe it was a lot of change of mind, or what?
Well, I just think that everybody expects, still not everybody, but most people in the world still expect to fall apart.
Okay.
That, and people say that to me all the time. I can see people in the gym that are in pain, and sometimes I'm a pain specialist, so I'll ask them, what's going on with your lower back? And
It's killing me.
And they'll say something to the effect of, well, I'm 60. So I'm just, I'm just going to accept this, and you don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept it. If you can afford it, you can do a certain amount of this, or probably 75% of biohacking is actually diet, exercise, and sleep, and some inexpensive supplements. Everybody can do that part of it. And most people that are even middle class could afford a stem cell. If you needed your knee done, or your elbow, or your neck, or your lower back, you could afford it in Cabo, because you can do that for under $10,000, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
So most people can come up with that.
And now we have different generations, like baby boomers, the X generation, these new ones that are attached to the social media, TikTok, and everything. If they want to improve and start earlier, not like in the 40s or 50s, what will be a recommendation? Because I'm in my 30s. I'm 35, but I want to improve and I want to look like you. I know I'm a.
That would be weird, Jose.
Yeah, with boobs and.
You didn't mean that.
Who knows? Who knows? No, I'm sure not.
To Portland,
Yeah.
Lance.
Yeah.
That's going on in Portland.
Yeah, I know. But now, what kind of things, or a change of habits, or take some measurements about to improve that part and be part of the biohacking life?
Well, you could start by getting yourself some type of a wearable. This is called a Whoop.
Whoop.
Yeah, Whoop. And this tracks. If you measure things, you tend to track them, right? If you measure things, you also tend to improve them.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're wearing a wearable and you can see how your sleep is doing, that you might,
like an athlete. Something like that, because we can measure things and have some goals and some.
Yeah, well, athletes, okay, well, and most people are not athletes, but let's say, just for example, you take your workouts. If you write down the weights that you're doing, like the amount of weight that you're doing, and then you look at that next month and you're not doing more, like you're just kind of staying the same.
You're stuck.
Yeah, most people don't get any results at the gym because they never change anything, right? You've got to like change, or like increase load, or change. You've got to change things, and you've got to wait. You have to measure it, and then change it. I mean, measure it and then change it. So the things that I always have people do is blood labs. We take a look at what's going on in our bloodstream. That's one of the most important things you can track is your HbA1c. That in terms of like heading problems off, keep your glucose low, keep your insulin controlled, your HbA1c under 5 if you can. I got mine down to 4.9 finally. It took a GLP to get me under there.
Down, yeah.
Yeah, I was pre-diabetic.
What?
Yes, a couple of years ago I was pre-diabetic. I was 110. My glucose was 110, and my HbA1c was pushing it. Well, I think it was genetic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. As I told you, everybody in my family died of Alzheimer's, which is directly, they call that type 3 diabetes now. So if you're young, control your insulin. That's the number one. Head it off at the pass and lift weights and do cardio and eat right and sleep.
Okay.
That would be, you could do a lot of good for yourself just with those things.
And the past generations, they used to have this conception about the sleep pattern. Okay, if you sleep, you waste your time and you cannot work properly, and and now we are appreciate to sleep well because it's very important, and it's one of the anti-aging things that we need because we have to repair tissues, we have to shut down a little bit your mind and your emotions too. But I don't know how was it because I'm very curious about when you start all this workout and all these programs and methods. You were with people that maybe said, "Oh my God, this is a weird approach," because we normally want to be more active and proactive in our jobs. Okay, and sleep, it wasn't part of the deal.
Right. Yeah. Actually, Brian Johnson, the one you mentioned, talks about that. So does Dave Asprey. This that's a baby boomer phenomena in particular.
Yeah.
Right. You work hard if you want. Work is first.
Always.
Work is first, and everything else is it takes a back seat to that. And I think the baby boomer generation in particular really broke themselves doing that. And now, of course, they're spending all of their money trying to buy their health back, and you can't buy it back. Once you've destroyed your health, it's an uphill battle. You've got to find a way to change your habits and keep them changed. So it's not easy for people. I feel for people. It's hard.
Yeah. And we have different devices and activities to reverse the age, and it's very related to biohacking. And it's more, I don't know, it's part of the tendency that we have these years. But I saw this cold water bath.
Oh yes,
yes,
yeah, the cold plunge. I did that. Yeah,
and I did once, and I feel good. I'm always hot in my body, always. For me, it was amazing, but for some people, it's like horrible.
Well, it kind of horrible. It is kind of horrible. Don't. We'll have to put, when Lance comes, we'll dump a big bucket of water on him, which he won't go anywhere near cold water. Even though he's a biohacker, he's not doing the cold. He'll do the sauna, but not the cold plunge. I do heat shock, heat the sauna and the cold plunge as often as I can, because that for the Alzheimer's risk, that it's heat shock protein and cold shock proteins are very useful.
And it's very related to we were talking about mitochondria, energy, NAD.
Stress,
because we can with the stress we can create and start activating our own NAD. Right. So and what about
and brown fat?
Yeah.
Brown adipose tissue.
Yes, and brown adipose tissue. And red light therapy. Brian Johnson has this. I'm a little big fan, but they have. He has this mask, and
he has a full body one too.
Yeah,
he does that every day.
Huge.
Yeah,
but he doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
no, it does actually. Red light. In various
because I use it for aesthetics.
Yes.
But in this term for longevity, I think it's a good approach because we decrease inflammation, right?
It does, and it also activates your mitochondria. Yeah. So there's some science behind that one actually. Red light is actually a real thing, and so is infrared. Infrared heat and light. It's fantastic. Now, if you don't have money to buy all those devices, there's a really cheap thing that sits up in the sky. It's orange. It's called the sun. Get out in that. If you're out between, say, 8 in the morning and 10 in the morning, or you can just get you'll get your red light and your infrared
Mhm.
from the earlier morning, though. You don't want to be out there when there's a lot of UVA.
No, 12 p.m.
Yeah, it's too late. You want to be out there early, first thing in the morning. And you can also watch the sun rise and set, which will set your circadian rhythm so that you sleep better.
Sure. And when was the first time that you listened the term biohacker?
Do you know, I think we really just started using that in the last, I didn't really call myself a biohacker until this year. That somebody let me know it was okay.
You get it out of the closet.
I actually, yeah, I didn't call myself a biohacker before. I was calling myself like a reverse aging enthusiast or a health coach or whatever. But yeah, a friend of mine, Lance Hitchings, he openly calls himself a biohacker, and so I started calling myself a biohacker too because I thought.
And I told you are a healthy influencer and also a biohacker because you are doing things that normal people don't do it.
Totally not.
Like
yeah,
maybe tell me
like
about your
poking 1,000 needles in myself.
That's one of them. But normally, what do you do when you wake up? First, sleep partner. It's very important. If you go to sleep maybe 12 a.m. or 11 p.m., your time to sleep will be a little bit shorter, right? Mm-hmm. So what's your thoughts?
Well, I am in bed and asleep at the latest by 9 p.m. usually earlier. So I'll sleep sort of like from 8:30 p.m. to 4:30 a.m.
Okay.
It's my natural, and I sort of wake up around 4.
And in science, it's very important because we produce some hormones when we are sleeping, and it's part of the regulation. And also we repair our tissues and organs. If you work out, that's the time that you're gonna be creating new muscle. Okay,
that's right, and you need the deep sleep, which is what one of the things these trackers, Oura Ring and Whoop, both will tell you how much deep sleep you got and how much REM sleep. And REM sleep is probably more important for me than anything because of the Alzheimer's. That REM is what cleans your that's
a waves that we find if we do a test of our brain and sleep pattern, you will see these waves, and it has to be very, very close to that because you want to improve and be safe to get the Alzheimer too.
That's
right?
when your brain cleans out the amyloid plaques, stuff that you don't want in there. So I would say if you had to rank the top 3 biohacking things that you can do at any age that are going to make the most difference, it's going to be sleep, whole food diet, and that may or may not include meat. Get enough protein, and resistance training and some kind of high intensity intervals. Those are your most bang for your buck. As far as aging goes.
Great. And what do you think about supplementation? It's necessary. It's always related to a biohacker, or you can change some products in whole year. It has to be permanent or temporary.
I would say that due to the fact that our soil has been completely destroyed by the way we're farming, and our air is full of things we shouldn't be breathing, and we're surrounded by toxins that we never used to be, that we never used to have. I would say that supplementation is something that you permanently need to do. Unfortunately, it's pretty impossible to get it all from your food.
Brian Johnson takes a lot of pills.
Hundreds, yeah. And I think that might be overkill because here's what we don't know about these anti-aging supplements. I never take more than 4 or 5 of something once, including peptides, because we have no data on what the combined effects of these things are.
Yeah, because some molecules can react with other ones and create a new thing weird.
So when he's taking 150 pills every day, he doesn't know. I mean, I just take the ones I absolutely think I have to have, like vitamin D, magnesium. Everybody has vitamin D. You have to take vitamin D. You don't have it. I promise you are deficient if you're not taking it. Coenzyme Q10 to protect your cell membranes. Vitamin C, sort of standard vitamin C.
Fish oil? Fish oil?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. An omega, a good cold water omega.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
free
Omega-3.
Yes.
Yeah, omega-3. There's another one called C60 and another one called C15 now
15.
as well. But those are hard to find.
Yes, it is.
So that's sort of the standard ones. And then anti-aging ones, I take a niacinamide for NAD levels. So some people take the NR or the NMN, but it's expensive. I just take the niacinamide because it's cheap. So I think it does the same thing. That's an anti-aging one. I take metformin.
Oh, that's good to know because we do a maintenance of our glucose, and it's a longevity dose. It's not the typical ones.
Yeah. I don't do it every day. I don't take it on weight training days because I don't know if this is true, but apparently it might. There's possibility it might interfere somewhat with muscle growth.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
There's controversy over that.
I'm going to do some research about that.
Yeah. I take another one called rapamycin once a week. But in cycles, because that one's expensive. Hard to get as well. What else?
Yeah, it's very hard. Here in Mexico, I never see.
I actually got Mercado Libre, but it cost a fortune. I bought it anyways. So an alpha lipoic acid, and I take another one called N-acetylcysteine or NAC, and that's enough.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, but that's less than 10 pills. Now we're talking like 150 pills that Brian Johnson's taking. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's helping him.
Are you that type of biohacker that combine, all the longevity treatments with some aesthetics?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a vain biohacker. No, I do a lot of stuff for my face. I use lasers and stem cells. I did the Morpheus this year, the microneedling. I don't want to do any surgeries. I'm trying to avoid surgeries.
What about fillers?
No fillers, but I've got a little bit of Botox in here, as you know, since you did it.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that.
He did not.
Yeah. I'm joking.
I'm all for aesthetics too. It's just that, ladies, everybody wants to know. They come up to me and they, oh, Robin, you look so good. What do you? Well, listen, if you're gonna do laser, stay out of the sun.
Prepare your skin.
You can't do lasers and sun. Okay, you don't get to do both. And all of the filler in the world is not going to help you if you smoke and you're lying on the beach in the sun drinking margaritas, like half of Cava San Lucas, right? You're destroying yourself, and you got to work out, and you just have to eat right, and you got to sleep right. And none of the face interventions are going to do nothing for you if you don't take care of your house.
Okay, it's very difficult because I have a fatty brain, I think.
You have a fatty brain?
Yeah, it's like cerebro de gordito. We say in Spanish. But sometimes this battle, it's not only I'm going to work out every day. I'm going to take my supplements. But sometimes your mind, it's hard to handle it like good, very good. So something that I want to share, it's I'm gonna stay at home on my bed. If I can use this half an hour or maybe 45 minutes doing some workout, I will give love to my body, okay, and to me too. So do you have any indulgence sometimes, like if you want I don't know, a chocolate cake or something like that?
Oh, I think you should indulge.
Yes.
Yeah. I like fasting. As that's one of the things in biohacking that's cheap to do. That's one of the things we know for absolute sure is that the fat rats die faster than the skinny rats, and we've known that for a long, long time. We've known that for 100 years. That caloric restriction somehow extends life, and we now know why.
And we create radicals and also inflammation, so that's why they die so fast.
Right. So what was the question again?
About the indulgence. What kind of indulgence?
That's right. So if you're going to cut your calories severely like that, I think it's a good idea once or even maybe twice a week to have a cheat meal. Don't call it a cheat day, but because you can destroy a whole week in
normally
one day.
when we have a diet, they say, okay, this is a free day. and you eat.
Right.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
now it's like 5,000 calories, and you can't do that.
Yeah.
You sort of want to, but I think denying yourself is not going to work. I think a lot of diets are too extreme. The one I put people on, it's called the reverse aging diet, and it has protein, starchy carbs. We have rice, we have potatoes, we have, I just take all the wheat out of it. And you have to have something sustainable. And if you love chocolate cake, you should have a piece once a week. Just don't have it every day.
Yeah.
Don't eat the whole cake.
But in your case, when you decide to break your diet, what kind of meals do you eat, or what kind? Maybe a chocolate, maybe a soda, or I don't know.
Well, last night I went for koi sushi,
Oh,
which is technically got a fair amount of calories in it, but I guess it's a pretty clean sheet compared to.
yeah, it's very clean compared to maybe a burger or.
Yeah, a burger and fries would be worse.
Yeah, it's.
But that's what I really love. Is I love koi sushi.
Nice.
Free plug for koi.
Yeah.
Free plug.
And they're very famous here. Oh, that's amazing to know what kind of things that we can change and start earlier and not to try to reverse your age. We can improve our age and have a healthy and better life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yep. And you can. The other huge thing for your skin is to avoid the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, you can have a lot of damage and also skin cancer. Why not?
And screen, I wear a 50 screen that I reapply 2 or 3 times a day because of the lasers I've done. You got to protect your skin.
And normally, if you don't do lasers and you're going out a lot, we always recommend to do it every 3 or 4 hours, or if you are gonna be at the beach or maybe on a boat, 1 hour.
Yeah,
repeat every hour.
Yeah, a hat, like I'll wear a hat.
Always.
Well, and obviously my coloring is not designed for sunbathing. But I've lived in Mexico for 24 years now, so you get a lot of it just by accident if you're not aware. You still got to wear screen even if you're not in the sun. So I even wear it to the gym because there's light coming through the window.
Yeah, and you don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was amazing to know more about a biohacker and what kind of measurements and what kind of treatments we can do. I think it's a lifestyle. It's a new way to see our lives and how can we live it. It's very simple. If you want to be a biohacker, you have to start train, move, eat well, and what else? And do your supplements.
And if you do and hormones, good heavens, we can't forget that. That's important.
Don't forget your hormones. That's the oil.
And that's another thing that people are needing to do earlier and earlier now because of the environmental pollution and the food that we're eating and the stress. Is that men are needing testosterone younger and younger, probably as young as 35 even. Like, I don't know how many people do you have that come through the door that are under 40 for hormones?
A lot.
Like
60%.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And do they need them?
Yes. We have a lot of disruptors of that creates and turn the hormones in the opposite side. Maybe we have microplastic. We have a lot of things that can create testosterone into estrogens. So,
and that would explain why so many people are overweight.
Yeah,
as well.
Because testosterone helps to create muscle,
right,
and decrease our fat tissue areas.
And women need it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right. We need testosterone.
I saw people with. Ladies with testosterone, which is normal to be a little bit low, but not completely disappear. So they are living like a superwoman. We need a balance for that.
Mm-hmm.
But that will be the next topic for our next episode in Reverse Your Age. We're so happy to have you here. Please share this information with your friends and colleagues. And also, remember to subscribe to Reverse Your Age and see you soon in the next episode.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
So here we are. If this episode helped you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, or share it with someone starting their own transformation.
We'll see you on the next week with your next evolution step and more tools to help you reverse your age.